If you've been looking for a video on rice water for your hair, you've come to the right place. Guys, in today's video, we'll be going over exactly what rice water is, what it can do for your hair, as well as give you practical advice on how you can start using it as part of your hair care routine. And guys, we're also going to tell you if it works for pattern baldness. Make sure to stay tuned. Hey guys, Leon here from hairguard.com, where people who are worried about their hair loss go to regrow their hair. Guys, on this channel we make videos about how you can combat hair loss and regrow healthy hair. If you are new to the channel, then do consider hitting subscribe. And if you're watching this video on rice water because you're personally worried about your own hair loss, then what you can do is click the link in the description to take the HairGuard hair loss quiz. You'll answer a few short and simple questions about yourself and your hair loss, and then you'll receive free, personalized expert advice on how to regrow healthy hair. So today guys, we'll be covering rice water and its potential use as a hair growth stimulant. Firstly, what exactly is rice water? Well, as the name suggests, it's the water that's left after you cook or soak rice. Now, historically, rice has actually been used to promote hair growth in some Far East countries. And when you consider just how much rice they cultivate over there, it's kind of where you'd expect the practice to have started from. For example, around 1,000 years ago in Japan, the ladies of court were said to comb their hair with rice water. This practice was supposed to be responsible for their insanely long hair, which often grew to the floor. Now, these days, rice water is making a dynamic resurgence in Western popular culture. You can now find hundreds of bloggers and YouTubers talking all about rice water. And if you believe half of what some of these people are saying, then this should be the best thing since sliced bread. In line with this hype, there's now loads of rice water products on the market. You have obviously rice water shampoos, rice water hairspray, rice water hair rinse, you name it. Now the good news is that rice water is about the easiest thing to make at home, so you don't have to be spending your money on overpriced products. And guys, if you believe the tradition about the Japanese court ladies, then you want to be keeping your rice water as organic as possible. So there are two ways of making rice water. The first is by simply soaking rice in water. You can take half a cup of uncooked water, rinse it, and then put it in a container with 2 or 3 cups of water. Leave it to soak in room temperature for 30 or 60 minutes and voila, you have your rice water. Pretty simple, right? Now, a variation on this is to soak fermented rice, which many users swear by. The way to ferment rice water is to leave it for far longer than 30 or 60 minutes. Generally, people leave it for 24 hours or so. Now guys, just to warn you, fermenting rice water can cause it to have an odor, but you can simply add a few drops of essential oils to mask the smell. The fermented rice water is pretty strong, so it's probably best that you dilute it. Now, regardless of whether you ferment the rice or not, you can use the rice water immediately, or you can even store it within the fridge for future usage. Now, the other way to make rice water is by cooking rice. Just cook rice as you normally would. Maybe just add a little bit more water than normal, but otherwise just cook the rice as if you were going to eat it. After the rice is ready, strain it and then save the water that is left. Now, there are various ways to use rice water. One way is a pre-shampoo treatment. So before you use your regular shampoo, apply the rice water. But the way most people use this stuff is after they have shampooed with their regular shampoo. So that means after you've rinsed the shampoo out of your hair, then you can pour the rice onto your hair or spray it on with a spray bottle. You can always then leave it to sit for anywhere between 5 to 30 minutes before rinsing it. Having said that, there are some people who don't actually rinse it out. They just leave it in there to dry out, so that may also work for you. There's really no hard and fast rule with rice water. As you might have guessed by this point, it's not a hard science. So simply experiment, play around with it and see what works for you. So now I'm going to give you our opinion on rice water. Is it a thumbs up or is it a thumbs down? Guys, I hate to do it, but we're actually going to give it a thumbs down, but this is only as a hair loss treatment. And this is for 2 basic reasons. Number 1 is that the evidence just isn't there. And number 2, we don't see a convincing mechanism of action. On the face of it, rice water seems like a very unlikely candidate for stimulating hair growth. It's made up predominantly of starchy carbohydrates, so it's not a particularly rich source of micronutrients. We do just find it hard to believe that such a simple, basic food can hold the keys to pattern hair loss. And in the absence of any scientific research, the best that we can do is give you an educated guess. And this has to be negative. But guys, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people out there, particularly women, who use rice water regularly and absolutely swear by it. So it is totally plausible that rice water does lead to nice, shiny and strong hair. And guys, it's probably far better than regular shampoo, given all the junk that you find in shampoos, so I wouldn't actually be surprised. But sadly, as a remedy to reverse pattern baldness, sorry guys, I don't buy it. Guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about rice water and hair loss? How have you found it? Have you ever used it? And guys, if you want to learn any more about hair loss, then make sure to click the videos on the screen right now. This is Leon from hairguard.com.